Hello everyone, my name is Kelvin and welcome to my channel All Things Audio. Today we're going to do an unboxing video about my new DAC, the Denafrips Pontus. I put the order in and it took about 10 days to arrive. Their estimated lead time to ship is 2 weeks, meaning it would be 2 weeks plus shipping time. So 10 days for preparation and shipping is pretty quick. The courier used is DHL and it's shipped from China. Opening the box took me a couple seconds to figure out because it doesn't open from the center like most packages here in North America. It makes sense because this is more ergonomic and practical in a factory assembly line perspective. As you may know, the representative for Denafrips is Vinshine Audio, which is based in Singapore. I should note that the actual shipping time was only 5 days, which is pretty impressive for crossing the Pacific. North American international shipping often takes longer. In the 4 corners, there are pieces of plastic that protect the corners and a thick piece of foam in the top center. Now, usually you'll find an instruction manual, power cord, and registration card with your high fidelity gear purchase. But in this case, there's not much of that, and as you can see, it's just a warranty card and a certificate, which is mostly in Chinese. So let's translate this. The first part is product name, second is serial number, date of production, inspector, and the last portion, a phrase, product has been checked up to standard of manufacturing. The top surface looks very nicely machined. The foam surrounds the unit completely, so there's no void for you to put your hand in to lift from the bottom, and I didn't want to risk dropping it. Now the unit is pretty heavy. It's about 18 pounds. It weighs similar to the Yggdrasil, but I guess because the Pontus is a little bit smaller, it feels a bit more hefty. Fit and finish is pretty good. There's some slight sharpness to the edges, but you know, nothing dangerous, nothing that you'll cut yourself on. As for feet, there are 3 pieces, and at the very bottom there's a rubber inset or inlay so you don't scratch your gear or your rack. It's an interesting design here. The top cover isn't flush with the side of the case, and same with the faceplate. Now I really like the engraving here on the top cover. It looks really sleek. And as you can see, the front faceplate is a good ½ inch thick. Let's take a look at the back. So there's quite a few connections here in the back. On your left, you have your balanced outputs as well as your single-ended outputs. Next to that, you have your digital inputs, 2 coaxial, and then also 2 digital balanced. Then your fiber optics, your HDMI, which is I2S, and lastly your USB. Let's take a look at the front. So on the very left, the large round button is your power switch. Then you have your inputs, minus and plus, so you can scroll back and forth instead of having to continuously tap just one button. You have 2. After that, you have your phase, your oversampling and non-oversampling, mute, and the mode. Where the Denafrips logo is machined into the faceplate, the Pontus name here on the bottom is flush with the faceplate, so it's likely silk screened on. Now on top there's some small holes here. I'm not quite sure what those are for, but I'll find out and let you know. So far I'm pretty happy with the purchase. It's well built and well laid out. It's interesting to see how companies design and configure their products, and this one is definitely different. The front panel and rear connectors are all well laid out. Fit and finish are very good. Unit was well packaged and simple. I should also note that this one configuration from the factory will work with 115 volts as well as 230 volts without any switches or modifications, which is pretty smart. I look forward to spending some time listening to the Pontus and will be sure to update you with my first impressions. Thanks all for watching. My name is Kelvin and this is my channel, All Things Audio. As a disclaimer, I was not endorsed or sponsored by anyone for this video, and I acquired the unit new at my own expense. And these are my own opinions. Feel free to leave any related comments or questions, and if you own this nice piece of gear, please let us know what you think.